Most like give all honor, praise, and glory to our Heavenly Father Yahweh, also the true Holy beside the King of Kings, royalty himself, Yahweh Shah, Amashiach, also the founder of our true Father, one West. This is Fallen Kings, coming right back at you yet, one of the lesson. Before I go farther, this lesson 10 the lost sheep of the house of Israel, which consists of so-called African American blacks, so-called Latinos, so-called Native American Indians, also our Israelite foreigners look like the other nations that scattered abroad seeking land. To you I say shalom, and peace and blessings be unto you. You represent the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Peace and blessings and shalom. The title of this lesson is going to be The Arrows by Night. The Arrows by Night. No one knows the exact time and day when the final judgment of the war that would end all wars, and when the final judgment would take place, The book of Daniel does mention to us, it gives us in great details of the clue. When you read the book of Daniel, it tells you some to wake with everlasting life, some to wake with everlasting shame and contempt. So it does tell you that when this judgment take place, when this war take place, when the war ends and all the smoke clears, judgment will take place. And part of that judgment is the war, because it tells you about that. He said, my sword will be bathed in idumeum, His sword is the missiles, the IMBC missiles, the nuclear capable missiles. Now, back in the ancient times, they referred to them as arrows, That's why I called this class the Arrows by Night, because no one knows, no one knows what time of day is going to take place, But we do know that this place will be destroyed by nuclear fire. I want to read from the book of Psalms, the 91st chapter, verse 5. It's going right along with the title of this lesson here. It says, "Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night." What is the terror? Nor for the arrows that fly by the day. So these missiles is going to hit this place. When it hit this place, it's going to be like the scripture talks about the day of darkness, because it's going to be so many missiles hitting this place. It's going to be like it's nighttime almost. I had a dream about this in my vision. In my dream, I had about this. When the missiles was hitting this place, it was like dark. It was really dark, because when the missiles hit, it brings forth smoke, and the smoke from the chemicals and stuff, darken the clouds. Just like if a truck or a car or something have a bad transmission or bad or misfire, that smoke from that, you see the black smoke from behind that causation of the chemicals. Well, how much more with nuclear missiles, which you got all type of neutrons of nuclear capability that will leave some type of dark smoke residue, because how fast the missiles are going to hit this place in what's the stuff that's in the missiles? The firepower that's in those missiles. That's what I meant to say. Slakia. The firepower that's in those missiles, it's going to darken up the clouds, Here is Slakia. Here's the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 6. Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that waits at noonday. Yeah, so that destruction is going to take place at noonday, whether it's going to be on this side of the world or that side of the world. Only the Most High knows, right? 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Now, this is talking about the elect. The elect is going to be saved out of this, when you read the scriptures. In the actual arrow, the sword is the nuclear missiles, like I mentioned earlier. Only with thy eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. So we among the elect, we are going to see the destruction of the wicked if we among the elect. And hey, if you part of the elect, you're going to want that to happen. Let's get that real quick. I'm going to show you why you will want that to happen. Because obviously you're keeping the commandments. And if you're keeping the commandments, you will want this to happen. Let me prove this to you in the scripture. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 28, verse 4. They that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them. So if you're keeping the law, statutes, commandments, hey, we against the wicked. You will want to see the reward of the wicked, which is going to be that judgment by fire, right? And we know that primarily, of course, the 2/3 is in the wicked category as well, but the primarily forefront of wicked is the so-called white man, which is the border of wickedness. We read back out chapter 1, verse 4, as well as the wicked 2/3 as well, because they in the mix with that as well, including the other nations. You got wicked heathens here as well. So that falls in a line of that. So I just want to touch on that real quick. So the title of the class is Arrow by Night, because this place, when it get destroyed, it's going to be like nighttime, like a day, like talking about a day of darkness. Let's get that real quick. It's on my spirit to bring that out. Let me get that real quick, and after that I'll close it out. Yeah, this is the book of Joel. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, like I mentioned prior, because when the missiles hit this place, it's going to be when the missiles hit this place, the smoke is going to make the morning sky look like nighttime. A day of darkness and of the gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong there has not been ever like this. And I just want to touch. I got the point I wanted to bring out. That was the point I wanted to bring out. So it tells you about how a day of darkness and of gloominess and a day of clouds and of thick darkness, because when the missiles hit this place, it's going to make the morning look like nighttime, So yeah, I just want to touch on that. That's why I call this class the Arrows by Night, because when the missiles hit this place, it's going to be like nighttime, because the smoke and pollution and all the fire is going to hit this place, Then you're going to have spiritual fire as well. That's what's going to make that fire, what it tells you about the fire quenches not, Let's talk about that spiritual fire, that don't quench, talks about that in the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter. Some swear everlasting life, some swear everlasting shame and contempt. That's that spiritual fire, Yup. I'll tell you about another scripture too to come to my mind. It says, by fire, let me get that real quick. It's the book of Isaiah 66, verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. And this nuclear fire in the spirit, so you have the nuclear fires and you have chariots bringing out the fire, which is the spiritual fire, which can't be quenched. When you mix that with the nuclear fire, this place is going to be worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. It tells you about that. It's going to be worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. And Sodom and Gomorrah got utterly destroyed. But the scripture tells us in the book of Isaiah that the smoke should go up for generation to generation. And none should pass through. Me personally, I'm thinking that's spiritual. I'll let you brothers decide. But me personally, I think that's a spiritual judgment. That's a spiritual judgment. That's what I get from that. Because you got to remember that when you read Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 14, whatever the Most High do should be forever. and nothing can be put to it. Nothing can be put to it, and no man can take it from. Let's get that real quick. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 14. I know that whatsoever Yahweh do it, it should be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And Yahweh doeth it, that men should fear before him. That's why the Most High judgment is eternal, so men could fear before him. You know? And whatever the Most High do should be forever, you know? That's why you supposed to fear. You actually literally supposed to fear the Most High. In a godly fear, you know? So yeah, so the title of this lesson is going to be the arrows by night. This is Fallen Kings. Going to get you yet one other lesson. Before I close out, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to our Heavenly Father Yahweh. Also, true love beside the King of Kings, royalty himself, Yahweh Shah, Mashiach. Also, the final fire, true for the West. This is Fallen Kings. Going to get you yet one other lesson. Shalom.